Okay, this is Journeyman and Magic Mike on Wednesday, July 8th, 2026. And Michael, I got a countdown for us. It's 49 days till college football kickoff when we start making some real cash. And today we're going to give you some tips to help you make some cash. I am Journeyman, as I mentioned. This is my partner, Magic Mike. He specializes in the NFL and NBA. I specialize in college football and college basketball, and together we kick ass. Oops, am I allowed to say that on the air? Oh, yeah, I did it anyway. Okay, so here we go. On today's show, what we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about the Heisman race. We're going to talk a little bit about Big 12 football. We're going to talk a little bit about Taylor Swift, Joey Chestnut, Caitlin Clark, NFL, the Big 12 conference, and we're going to do The Edge, which has been a great, very excellent part of our program. Now we're giving people tips on how to make money. We're giving those tips out for free, aren't we?
We are right now.
I don't know why we're doing that. I mean, we're supposed to be making money on this show, so I don't know why we're doing that, but we are going to do that. Okay, so with that, Mike, I'm going to kick right off with some college football Heisman talk. Now, why do we talk about the Heisman? We talk about the Heisman with frequently the person who wins the Heisman Trophy as the best player in college football. He ends up being on a really good team. Let's see. Last year, the team that was undefeated and won 16 games, Indiana. And who won the Heisman? Oh, Mendoza. He won the Heisman, and they were the number one team in the nation. So it does matter. So as we start this season, the bookmakers have established a bunch of players. I'm just going to run through a few of them as the rated players for the Heisman. And I don't agree, and we don't agree with a lot of these bookmakers. So the number one player that they think has a chance to win the Heisman is C.J. Carr for Notre Dame. And why is he rated? Because he plays for Notre Dame, okay, which is the biggest followed team in America because they have all the Catholic people behind him. He is rated at plus 750. So you bet $100. And if he wins the Heisman, you win 750. But Michael, I got to tell you, I'm looking at his stats last year and I'm thinking, this is not Heisman stats. He passed for 66% completion, which is good. Okay. 2,700 yards. Not stellar. 24 TDs and 6 interceptions. Now, why do I bring that up? Because if I roll down to the number 3 rated quarterback this year for the Heisman, Darian Mensah, who transferred from Duke, he didn't pass for 2,700 yards. He passed for 3,973 yards. He had 34 TDs and 6 interceptions.
Yeah.
Okay. The number 4 quarterback, now this guy's an interesting guy. I think we're going to be talking about this guy for many years to come. Trinidad Chambliss. By the way, he's got an interesting name, Trinidad. My God. He's the quarterback, not for Ohio State, not for Michigan, not for USC, not for Oregon, Ole Miss. Okay, he's plus 1,100. His stats last year were 66% completion, 3,937 yards, 22 TDs, 3 interceptions. 3.
Pretty efficient.
And he ran for 527 yards. And in the playoff game against Georgia, there was one play that I think he ran for 150 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He ran left, he ran right, he ran up, he ran back, he threw a touchdown strike, and they won the game. This kid is so much fun to watch. But the 2 players that I actually think are going to be the 2 Heisman finalists, and they're going to be there in New York, probably lining up. One of them is going to win. Julian Sayin, from the quarterback for Ohio State. He plays for arguably probably one of the best teams in the country. He's 6'1", 208 pounds. He had 77% completion rate, which is just off the charts. 3,610 yards, 32 TDs, and 8 interceptions. This guy's a stud, and he's got every kind of offensive, defensive line, wide receivers, running backs around him, so he's going to have a good chance to win. The other guy is Dante Moore, quarterback for Oregon. He's plus 1,300, same as Julian Sayin. He is 6'3", 206 pounds. He passed for 71%, 3,565 yards, 30 TDs, 10 interceptions. He ran for 156 yards. Notice Julian Sayin doesn't run. C.J. Carr does not run. Trinidad Samuels does run, and so does Dante Moore. And I think that's an edge in today's modern football world.
I agree.
We see that in the NFL
Sure.
a lot with the way they're drafting these kids.
Sure.
So that's, I'd say what you could do is you could put $100 on each of those two players, Dante Moore and Julian Sayin, and probably have a really good chance of winning. I do want to mention one other player playing for Oklahoma State. Now, Oklahoma State last year won one game. So why would we even be talking about a quarterback that plays for Oklahoma State? It's because they recruited a guy named Drew Mestemacher, and he came over from North Texas. Let's see how he did last year. He passed for 68%, 4,379 yards, the most of any quarterback in Division I. 34 TDs, 9 interceptions. He played for North Texas, and now he's going to play for Oklahoma State. He is a wild card. He's so much of a wild card, Michael, he's not even on the board. He's probably plus 4,000. But if you wanted to put $50 on him, he's a long shot. If that kid even comes close to those numbers, he would win the Heisman. Okay, that's a good start on our show. I think we're going to move right on to the NFL. Okay, this is our next segment. We're going to go to Magic Mike, and he's got some interesting information. Michael likes to research everything that's going on out there in the world, not just NFL, but everything's NFL related. So let's go ahead. Michael, what do you got for us today?
All kinds of great stuff. We give insights, not noise. That's what we do here, guys. You can check us out on YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, TikTok, Facebook, Reddit. I'm on X at Magic Mike SE. We did Fox and ESPN last year, right, Jurgy?
Yep.
And this year we're doing the nationwide podcast. So who are we? The #1 handicapping football tandem in the nation. We look at a lot of things. We're going to talk about a couple of them today. Betting splits. Last week we learned about against spread numbers, money line. We look at face versus dogs, rest advantage, travel, turf, hotels, weather, rest, social life, etc., etc., etc. Okay, welcome to the NFL waiting period. We now have 63 days, 3 hours, 30 minutes, and 51 seconds until Game 1 on September 9th, right? We got the Patriots at Seattle, so it should be good. I want to talk about a couple of current events. Just cool story about, I think, last 2 weeks ago, we talked about Taylor Swift for a moment in the $2 billion prenup, right?
Yeah, well, I'd like to sign one of those.
Yeah, she got married Friday at Madison Square Garden, obviously to Travis, and vows were about 20 minutes each. Pretty cool. You know, the interesting thing about New York, it's just a fascinating town to me. So during the finals, when the Knicks lost, fans broke things and rioted and hurt people. And when the Knicks won, fans broke things and hurt things and hurt people, etc. Right?
Yeah.
And then Taylor comes to town. Security was good. No one got hurt. No, nothing. So I just thought it was interesting. Actually, the over/under too for their marriage jury is currently set at 56.5 years. And so I actually
I would bet the unders.
I actually like the over in that one. But anyways, then we had a hot dog eating contest. Joey Chestnut, right? So he set the record back in 21, right? With 76 hot dogs in 10 minutes. Now this is extremely hard for me to watch. It's very painful, and I'm not even eating a hot dog. I was going to do one today, and I couldn't do it. But yeah, over under was set at 70.5. The heat was about 100, and Joey won his 18th straight hot dog eating contest with 66 dogs.
Is he a poster boy for Pepto-Bismol?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
But what do you say? What do you say, Journey, if you lose? I mean, what do you say? I didn't try hard enough. I didn't take it seriously. I mean, I don't know. Okay. Last story we're going to talk about. It's been the news all week. Is Caitlin Clark, obviously. So just want to talk about a couple things real quick. I don't want to get political or sexual innuendos or anything like that with it. I just want to speak the facts. So before Caitlin Clark came into the league, so she's been in the league. This is actually her 3rd year. Attendance was 6,615. Now it's 17,000. She could quadruple the value of franchises, every franchise in the league. They signed a $3 billion WNBA with the media for a multi-year media rights deal, and pretty interesting.
There's a lot to do with her too, and they're beating her up.
They're beating her up pretty good.
I'm watching the WNBA. I'm thinking is it more physical than the NBA?
It's like the late 80s with the
really
NBA. Yeah,
it's like roller derby.
Yeah. So, anyways, she's a big deal. She's the face of the NBA. Just all kinds of numbers. Her rookie jersey, sold out in 1 hour. She's number 2 in jersey sales across the NBA and WNBA, only to Steph Curry, right? The kid just is amazing. She's averaging 22 points a game, 8 assists, 4 rebounds, and she's getting beat up, guys, and for years, for years. And I will tell you that Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, Magic, Steph, Reggie Miller, they all agree with me, right? So we want it to stop. That's all, folks. Just call it fair. Slaps in the face, pokes in the eye, getting slammed to the ground, running through her, getting hit from behind. And then Alyssa Thomas last week, when she was on the ground scrambling for a loose ball, and she gets hit in the throat. So enough's enough, guys. We just want it played fair on both ends. We're going to turn it over to the man, the hour journeyman. Do you know that he during the bowl season he picks at 76% against the spread, guys? Super hyper focus. He's one of the best talents, and I'm very honored to be his partner. But Magic Mike here. I'm going to turn it over to journeyman. Talk some football.
Okay, so yeah, Michael. So listen, a couple things I just want to mention. How many teams are in the NFL?
32.
32. How many teams are in college football? 138. When you have Kansas playing West Virginia, that's not like the Dallas Cowboys playing the San Francisco 49ers. There's very little coverage, very little information, but you can find an edge. And so what we do in college football, and one of the reasons that we're really, really strong in that sport is because we see these edges. And teams at home in college football, it matters. It's worth 2 points in some stadiums in the NFL, 1.5 in others. We know all the point advantages in the NFL. In college football, it can be worth 4 to 5. It's because the kids are playing in their hometown, many of them, their home stadium for their university. Their parents are in the stands. They're very excited. They overplay it. They jump all over the field, and it's very exciting. And of course, you have stadiums in college football that surpass anything in the NFL.
Yeah.
You got the big house in Michigan. It holds 105,000 people. I mean, there's nothing in the NFL that even comes close to that. Anyway, we're going to talk a little Big 12 football. Why are we talking Big 12 right now? Well, it's the Big 12 Media Week. So all the conferences, we're going to be covering them over the next few weeks. Okay, we're going to cover the 6 major conferences. This week, we're covering the Big 12. Big 12 conference had a rip-up year last year. They did very well. Texas Tech played for the college football playoffs. They ended the season 12-2. They were a terrific team. They had probably one of the best teams that money could buy. They had a lot of oil money behind them. The other team that came in second in that conference was BYU. Really a shocker. They played extremely well. They ended up 12-2. Number 3 was Utah. Now, Utah lost their coach, Willingham.
Mm-hmm.
He's now at Michigan, which we'll see how that works out. Arizona, another surprise team, was 9-4. And then Houston came out of nowhere, and they were 10-3 last year. And Arizona State 8-5, Iowa State 8-4. I want to talk about them in a minute. TCU 9-4. And then you walk into these bottom players. Do you remember Cincinnati last year was 7-6? Now, who is their quarterback? Oh yeah, Brian Sorsby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we know where he is now. Nowhere. He's going to watch a lot of college football this year. He's going to watch a lot of NFL, and he's probably going to watch the Sports Executioner because he likes to bet.
And Family Feud.
And we can help him. And Family Feud.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Now, here's a couple things I want to talk about. So of these teams from last year, one of the things that you have to do when you use statistics is say, of these college teams, what percentage of their production is coming back this year? We do that in the NFL as well. How many guys transferred out in free agency? Who do they draft? Those are new players.
Sure. And
how many players did they keep? In college football, it's incredibly important because these kids are only there 2-3 years. So believe it or not, Texas Tech was number 1 last year. They're number 1 this year in returning production in the Big 12. So they are ranked number 1 to come back. The other team that did really well in retention was Houston. They're 65% of their players came back. BYU, again, who I mentioned, was number 2. They brought back 64%. UCF, 61%. Arizona, 60%. So all these teams that did pretty well last year, with the exception of UCF, have a lot of returning production. Now, one of the teams I want to bring up, who's been a very exciting team in the last few years, we're not expecting a lot out of them this year. is Iowa State. Iowa State at one point last year was looking like they were a team that was going to go to the playoffs. They ended up 8-4. Their coach Campbell, he left. He's gone. So they're only returning 45% of their players because Campbell ripped out majority of his players and took them with him to Penn State. And that's really unfortunate when I see that happening, Michael, when a coach leaves and then he guts his former team. That's exactly what Coach Campbell did. So Iowa State, it's at the bottom. Arizona State, it's at the bottom. TCU is only bringing that 51%. So those are teams I think they're going to struggle this year. One of the most interesting teams that people follow, and I'll wrap with them, is Colorado. And they follow Colorado not because of the team, but because of the coach, Deion Sanders.
Yep.
There is not a more flamboyant personality in college football than Deion Sanders. Neon Deion, coach of Colorado Buffaloes. They had a very poor year last year. They won 3 games. And there's talk this year that Neon Deion needs to get something going if they're going to if they're going to stick around. So they bring about 55% of their production back last year. They did make some good moves on offensive line, and some quarterback play I think is going to be good. So we'll see how they do. I hope well for them because I love him in college football. He's an exciting personality. With that, we're going to go back to Magic Mike, and we're going to do the edge today and have a couple NFL picks, and then we're going to wrap up for this week's season.
So Magic Mike here. So just real quick, we're football handicappers, right? We're sharps, guys. We're veteran handicappers. We've been doing this a long time, and I dabbled in NBA. This year went at 119-49, right, against the spread.
Kick ass.
Right? Jerry's been dabbling in baseball, and pretty interesting. So he actually gave out a pick that I put on X at Magic Mike SC yesterday. And first 5 innings was the Marlins, right?
And won 4-2.
Yep, 4-2 through 5, and so that was a good bet.
We had one the other day, but we weren't allowed to post it.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, so I'm going to segue to next week. I'm going to give you an NFL cheat sheet for over-unders, best under teams, best over teams, best against the spread teams, and then best teams that are very bad against the spread. So recap of last year: best teams against the spread: Seattle 17-3, New England 17-4. Denver actually went 15-4. The year before, they were terrible against the spread. Houston, they came on 13-6 against the spread. Even Carolina 9-6 against the spread. Jacksonville 13-5. Then we have what's called public tax, right? The public tax warnings. These are the teams that everyone likes. They're fans, and they bet them. And they, regardless of the spread, in some cases, they'll just bet them.
Oh yeah, I can name those teams right now. Go ahead.
Kansas City.
Yep.
Dallas.
Yep.
Buffalo.
Yep.
Philly.
Yep.
Green Bay.
Yep.
Right, etc. Best over teams last year, surprisingly, were the Jets were right there, the Giants, Dallas, the Rams, of course, the Commanders, and Tennessee. Those are the best over teams last year, just as a recap. Best under teams. I told you, hey, these are the teams that win, that don't cover. Do you think they're on the under list?
No,
probably. Kansas City, Houston, ironically. Broncos were on the under list. Chargers were on the under list, and they got a pretty good defense this year. Philly and the Saints. So just to recap, and then next week we're going to give you a betting cheat sheet for against the spreads and some of the blue chip teams that we like that can cover moving forward, this year. So now we're going to talk about the edge, right? This is our second show doing the edge, and just want to talk about last week, against the spread numbers, right? Jerry, we talked about that. We're trying to give our newer viewers some insights. We talked about money line bets. Even talked about what to do when you're in line, keep the line going, et cetera. So there's 2 main segments of bets. It's the public bets, right? So we look at a lot of data. We look at power rankings that we create. A lot of times we create our own lines. We compare them to the sports books. We want to see if we have an edge, pardon the pun. So public bets, you're ignoring all that, right? You're making bets based on gut instinct, favoritism, bias, who your favorite team is, even a win streak, right? Cheerleaders sometimes, right? So it's really you're just betting with your heart, and that's the lion's share of the bets. So if you think DraftKings, that's the site, it's the most popular betting site in the nation for just average Joe bettors. So then you have the other side. So employed exclusively by sharps. So a professional approach, we look at things closely. We look at betting splits, and we look at what the big money is. So DraftKings, they track the public, right? So we have data on that. Circa tracks the handles, so the sharps. So when they come in, they get to know these big bettors. They know they're putting $1 million on a game and so on. So they know that, oh, the handle, they're coming in doing this and this. So one strategy, and then we'll end this segment, but is a contrarian strategy. So that's essentially when you see lines, and I've got a couple of games on week 1 of the NFL. And so the contrarian strategy is just really saying, who wins all the time? Well, it's the house. The house usually wins, guys. So a contrarian strategy is to bet with the house and bet against the public, betting public, right? And so what do I mean? So if you have, for example, let's say 65% of the public is picking a game, but then you see the sharps are they're going 35% the other way. That's probably a bet you want to fade. You probably
Right.
want to fade the public, right? So a
Right.
couple of those bets in week 1. The best two are actually 3. So right now we've got Denver at Kansas City. Now, the contrarian strategy is you look at the public, they're betting 50% on the Chiefs. Again, they like the Chiefs, the favorite team, right? 92% of the handle is betting the +2.5 on the Broncos, and they're on the road. So that's a stark contrarian bet.
Yep.
Atlanta at Pittsburgh. 77% of the public is betting Pittsburgh.
Of course,
Right?
they're at home.
-3, and that's a dangerous spot. -2.5 is great, but -3 can sometimes be dangerous. But 55% of the bets are the handle are betting +3 the Falcons. So I like that as a contrarian bet. You also got Chicago at Carolina. 55% of the handles taking the Bears and the -2.5 on the road, and 13% is taking actually the Panthers. So those are a couple bets, and that's just a look into betting splits and what they are, and then just doing just a basic strategy that will improve your winning. And that's just taking a contrarian approach and actually going against the public. And so with that, subscribe to sportsexecutioner.com. We still have the special up, folks, $989, right? So subscribe
Yep.
and start winning today.
And that's going to go up to. So, by the way, just recapping what Mike said, what you need to understand in grasping this whole thing is that when there's a bookmaker's job is to set the lines based on the flow of money. And when you have a whole lot of public betting one direction, they're going to kind of keep that line that way. And then all of a sudden, somewhere in some other part of the country, some professional betting team that might be a hedge fund, might be a professional team with a pool of 10 or $15 million. They're researching players, positions, history. They got all the data. They do weather forecasts, all this, and all of a sudden they're betting the other side. We pay attention to that move. We pay attention to what we call the sharp move. We don't always follow them because if it was easy, we'd just say, hey, we'll just look where the sharp money is going and bet them. If you did that all the time, you're going to lose. If you bet the public all the time, you're going to lose. If you're going to bet the home team all the time, you're going to lose. If you're going to bet the team that you like all the time because they're your favorite team, you're going to lose. What you need is an objective professional team that understands the stats, understands the teams, and that's what we drive home to people. What we do, you can't duplicate. I'm sorry. If you're a 2, 3, 4 year petter, you can't duplicate it. Okay? That's it. Subscribe to Sports Executioner. Use this as one of your data points. If you have other data points you use them. But do not go against us. You're going to lose money. With that, Sports Executioner, I'm Magic. I'm Dirty Man, and this is Magic Mike, and we're here to help you. Log on to sportsexecutioner.com before August 15th when our prices go up dramatically, and get your subscription in now. Thank you.